Dolphins fans, you have come to the right place. If you love the Miami Dolphins, Dolphins Today is the place for you. And I want you to like this video if you're a Miami Dolphins fan. It's been a very fun offseason for the Dolphins, and it's been great getting to witness it as the host of Dolphins Today. And as a lot of you know, I'm the new host on Dolphins Today. So this is my first mailbag. I'm really excited to interact with y'all. It's been great getting to know some of y'all in the comments. Now I have a chance to do it with this Q&A. And let's start with my guy, Winter Skull 69. Are the Dolphins the biggest contenders in the division to the Buffalo Bills right now? I would say yes, and I would say yes with confidence, because you look at what the Dolphins have done compared to what the Patriots have done this offseason, and there's no comparison. You look at what Tua Tagovailoa now has for weapons. Mac Jones, on the other hand, I don't think has the same amount of weapons as Tua does. New England has not helped their young quarterback. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have. So I think it's clear that the Dolphins have overtaken the Patriots. They beat New England twice last season, not to mention they just finished one game back in the AFC East standings to New England. So I think no doubt that the Dolphins right now, at least the second best team in the East. Let's go to Giancarlo. Are you confident that this running back room is good enough? Mostert had issues staying healthy. Edmonds isn't a standout running back. Do you think we need to look into trading up in the draft for a running back? To be honest, Giancarlo, I don't think that the Dolphins have the draft capital to trade up right now. They've already given up their first and second round picks. So no, I wouldn't trade up for a running back unless you have a very slim chance to get maybe a guy like Breece Hall. But I really do like what Chris Grier has done with this running back room. Myles Gaskin, all due respect, was not an RB1, and he was your RB1 last season. Now he's probably third on the depth chart behind Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert. And I think Chase Edmonds fits really well into Mike McDaniel's offensive scheme. He's a good pass catcher as well. Caught over 40 passes for the Cardinals last season. And we know Mostert is a good fit in Mike McDaniel's scheme because we saw it in San Francisco. So I would say no, but let me ask you what you think. Would you draft a running back anywhere in the draft? Could be round 3, could be round 7. I'm going to type my in for no, but let me know what you think down in the comments. 508 Cole 508 asks, do you think the Dolphins will sign JC Tretter? I hope so. Hashtag JC to Miami. It's trending, or look somewhere in the draft for a center. I think the Dolphins have as good of a chance as anyone to sign JC Tretter. But this offseason, as we know, has been very unpredictable. I would not be shocked to see maybe a surprise team come out of nowhere and sign JC. But I think the Dolphins have a good chance considering how much they need him. But if they don't get him, here's some options in the draft. Linderbaum's going to be a first-round pick, so we can pretty much forget about him. If he falls to the middle of the second round, maybe you trade up to get him, but I would wait for one of the other four. Luke Fortner, I'm really high on him out of Kentucky. His size might be somewhat of an issue, but I think he fits well on that Dolphins offensive line. I like Dylan Parham because he's very versatile. He played right guard and right tackle at Memphis, can play center in the NFL. Cameron Jurgens, one of the best centers in the Big Ten. And then I think the most likely draft option for Miami is Alec Lindstrom, because he played for Boston College under new Dolphins offensive line coach Matt Applebaum. So those are some good options, and I think that maybe those last three guys are going to fall to the Dolphins at pick 102. If you haven't yet, hit that big red sub button right now and subscribe to Dolphins Today. I think it's fair to say we're the best Dolphins YouTube channel. We've gained about 1,000 subscribers in the last week. Let's keep our foot on the gas and keep showing the world what Fins Nation's about. We'll have more receptions this year. Ask Strock Blackard, receptions, Waddle or Hill. This might be a hot take, but I would not be surprised to see Jaylen Waddle as the team's reception leader once again. Let's compare these two from last year. Fairly similar numbers. Tyreek Hill had about 200 more yards, about 7 more receptions, and 1 more game played. So these are two very explosive guys, the fastest guys on the league at the same time. But the reason I think Waddle might have more receptions is because of the Deebo Samuel connection with Mike McDaniel, and he might look to use Tyreek Hill in a similar way. Here's what McDaniel had to say the other day at the league meetings. As far as exact ways we'll see Tyreek Hill relative to the way Deebo Samuel was used in San Francisco, there's probably going to be some overlap to some degree on San Francisco. So very interesting hearing Mike McDaniel say that, because I think when they got Tyreek Hill in the trade, we were all thinking that. Again, these are two of the best wide receivers in the league, Tyreek and Deebo. Deebo coached by former 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel last year in San Francisco. Now you have Tyreek Hill being coached by him in Miami. I would not be surprised if Jaylen Waddle, though, has more receptions than Tyreek Hill, just because I think Tyreek Hill is going to be running a lot of end arounds. I think he's going to get a decent amount of carries on this Miami offense. Rob, what's going on? He says, what key positions are left to fill, and will this team compete for a Super Bowl in the next 4 years or so? Well, I think it's pretty clear that the left side of the offensive line is great. I think you're set there for the next couple years. The right side is still a question, and of course, center's a question. I'm okay with Robert Hunt at right guard. I'm okay with Austin Jackson at right tackle. What I'm not okay with is Michael Dieter at center. I feel so bad always saying that every show. I'm sorry, Mike. You're not the guy. I want JC Tretter in Miami. Did y'all know that I want JC in Miami? So let me ask you this. Would you sign a linebacker or a center? Because those are the two positions I look at for Miami right now that I'm not completely satisfied with. I'm going to type my C for center. Let's go to Johan, who asked, should Miami bring back and sign Kyle Van Noy? I think yes, even though you've re-signed a Landon Roberts, Duke Riley as well. You've brought back some of those younger guys on fairly cheap deals, but you have an opportunity to bring Kyle Van Noy back to Miami, who was very solid for you in the 2020 season. I don't know why they cut him to begin with, so I would love to bring him back, not just because of what he can do on the field, but also because he's a very good locker room presence. And Tata Jordan says, well, I'm still not sold on Tua as the quarterback of the future. So what do you think at any point of the season that Tua will be on the bench for Teddy Bridgewater? Look, Teddy Bridgewater is just not the guy. You know, in Denver he was okay, he was decent, but he's a good backup quarterback. And when he signed with the Dolphins, he knew he was going to be the backup. I don't think there's going to be really any quarterback competition here between the two. Teddy's a great backup. He's a great guy for Tua to maybe learn from. I think he's a fantastic locker room presence, but I do not think that Tua Tagovailoa is going to be in a quarterback competition with Teddy Bridgewater. Mike McDaniel said the same thing, saying this at the league meetings the other day, that Teddy Bridgewater will support Tua as the backup quarterback. That has been communicated to the players. Chip Corley asks, is Tua the most attacked quarterback since Tim Tebow? I'm one of the biggest Tim Tebow fans you're going to find. I was riding that Tebow train way back when. I would say, maybe. Obviously there's been a lot of players that have maybe gotten too much hate, but the hate for Tua is just way over the top. He won games in his first two seasons, has a winning record as a starting quarterback. I love this quote from Thomas Puck-Conrick. Excuse me if I mispronounced that name. But he said this on the CTB Show podcast. The apologies better be as loud as the disrespect has been. Thomas, you have me wanting to run through a brick wall with that quote, man. Let's go. Get on the Tua train if you haven't already, Dolphins fans. I believe in this guy. Let's see what he can do. And I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this year because you've given him an offensive line. You've given him Tyreek Hill. You've given him two really good running backs in Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert. Tua is going to shut a lot of people up this year, and I can't wait to see it. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do so at WillScott44. My DMs are open if you want to talk Dolphins. Want to ask what my favorite beer is? It's Yingling, by the way, not even close. I'm going to be able to talk about anything. So DM me, follow me on Twitter at WillScott44, and I'll look forward to hearing from some of you. Enjoy the rest of the weekends. This has been Will Scott with Dolphins Today.